100% pure adrenaline.
Well, maybe it's not 100% pure adrenaline, but the CTC, or Combat Training Center, does have a lot to offer our Arma members. What is the CTC, you might ask? Well, mainly it is a program to build skills and get certifications, but it's also another way you can enjoy the many facets of Arma by exploring the different things that are in the CTC mission file. What good is it to you? Well, in addition to simply building skills and passing tests, you can then qualify to hold certain roles in missions and be part of specific teams or take certain roles on those teams. And you can add some hardware to your dossier like these lovely badges below. You might ask, how do I use it? Well, mainly it's set up to be used for individual practice. You don't need to align your schedule with somebody else and be able to both get together on TeamSpeak at the same time. Mostly you can do it just by yourself using the test manual or whatever test you're interested in. You can always, if you have questions, go to a training instructor and say, I'm stuck on this certain part, or how's this supposed to go, or what is the test asking? But you can also use the CTC mission file to explore different elements of the game, and of course you use that when you're actually taking a test with an instructor. So how do you do this? I'm going to take my cursor and my focus over to my TeamSpeak panel here and say you want to click on the CTC channel in TeamSpeak, and then on the right hand pane you'll see all of this information. One of the first things here is the Division CTC mission file, and it'll say the latest version, and it'll have the version number, and you simply click that, and that will bring you to a download screen since it's stored in Google Docs. Click the download. It'll start downloading, as you can see here, and then it's done downloading. I want to show it in the folder, and if you already know how to install a PBO mission file, you can skip this, but I'm going to take that and I'm going to drag it into my Steam folder that holds my Arma multiplayer missions. This is slightly complicated, partly because I have a number of drives and a number of Steam libraries. Mine happens to live in this Steam library. What you want to find, usually your Steam library is just called Steam. And it's usually on your boot drive if you don't have a lot of drives. Within the Steam folder, you want to click on Steam Apps, and then Common, and then find your Arma 3 folder, open that, and then scroll down. You'll know you're in the right place if you see your mods, but scroll past the mods, keep going down, and not to missions, but to MP, multiplayer missions. And all you need to do is go back and drag that file, that PBO file that you downloaded with the CTC mission, and drop it in there. Yeah, I'm going to replace it since I already had it. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go over and I want to open my mods. If you're in 1st Battalion, you're going to be using Arma 3 Sync, and if you're in 2nd Battalion, you're going to go in and into the game. The key when you're loading the mods is that you're choosing only the @taw_CTC mod set, not your regular battalion mods. And you're going to load with just that. Whoop, and then start the game. Once you get the game open, you want to click on Multiplayer Server Browser, and you're going to host your own server for starters, for practice. And to click that host server, you can leave all those settings on default. When that opens up, you're going to pick the right map screen from over on the top left, which is Altus. And then over on the right, you're going to scroll down and find the TAW CTC ACE latest version that is there. Click play and open it up, and then you have a bunch of slots to pick from. Which one do you want to do? Well, that depends. Let's go back to TeamSpeak and look farther down in the right-hand pane of the CTC channel. Under schools offered, you'll see infantry, aviation, cavalry, and miscellaneous, and then some guides down there that you can use. Let's say I want to practice the rotary pilot basic test. So I'm going to click on that. It'll open a Google Doc with the training manual for the basic test, and it's going to describe what I have to do, give me a little information for the different tasks. I can open this and I can say, okay, the first thing I have to do is take off in the MH6 and land at the northeast end of runway 22L. Okay, well, let's go into a pilot slot. And once I've loaded into the mission, if I'm working on a specific mission test, I'm going to set up to practice the specific things that are talked about in that training manual. So I'm going to need an MH6, so I'm going to go in and spawn that. I'm going to go to air, and there's my MH6. So I click spawn from this virtual vehicle spawner. It spawns out here. Then I'm going to jump into it, and I'm going to fly over there to the end of runway 22 left. The other thing you can do, of course, is, well, if that's not the thing you want to be doing, if I just want to mess around and practice flying that helo, I can do that. If I want to try different helicopters, I can do that. I can use it as a practice because I can spawn whatever vehicles I want. If I want to say, I've got an upcoming mission where we're going to be playing OP4, and I want to spawn a Kajman to practice, I can spawn that. And I can practice flying around in that, and so forth. When I'm ready to practice actually doing some of the tests, I'm going to want to come to these signs, and some of them you're going to want to fast travel. You can click and scroll to travel to locations for different tests. The training manuals will tell you which locations you need to go to. And once you've practiced for a test and you're ready to take it, go back to TeamSpeak, and right below the latest version download part, you'll see two links, one for the Americas unit, Fox Security Company, and one for AM2, the European unit. Just click those and they'll take you to forms that will get you squared away to take tests. So that's a short intro to how to use the file, how to set it up, how to practice for specific tests, or just mess about. If you find that you like this kind of thing and you want to earn more certifications and then help other people get their certifications, by all means, apply to become a training instructor. That's it. If you have questions, ask your training instructors or your battalion staff.